Killer is Dead's hero Mondo is emblematic of the game itself. On the surface, Mondo carries a certain level of cool. He's a lanky, clean-cut guy dressed in a suit and tie. His cybernetic left arm can transform into a variety of guns, and he's never without his gleaming katana. Yet Mondo's voice doesn't quite match his look.
Okay, cat burglar.
The same is true of every character in Killer is Dead. When it's nothing but action, the game keeps you entertained, but there's hardly anything worthwhile surrounding the violence. Conversations are awkward, long, and confusing. Events happen randomly with little justification. With better writing and more focus, Killer is Dead could have been one of Grasshopper's best, but the game obscures its strongest points. As you might expect from someone always carrying a sword, Mondo is an assassin. Across the game's 12 episodes, you're tasked with executing an array of bizarre targets, including a warrior that can summon a tiger from his tattoo and a possessed locomotive. The game's pervasive sense of weirdness works in its favor since you never know what to expect. When you first meet Vivian, Mondo's manager, she looks fairly normal outside of her revealing outfit. However, on more than one occasion, she appears on a motorcycle with 16 extra arms to provide support fire. It's never explained how or why Vivian got the extra arms, but it hardly matters. Watching her shred enemies with bullets as you play is unexpected, comical, and fun. If only all the absurdity worked this well. The cutscenes that open, conclude, and interrupt the game's 12 episodes are definitely strange, but you're never given enough information to make sense of it all. The plot involves the moon, a blue unicorn, a guy named David who dresses in what looks like a gold S&M outfit, and something about a pervasive darkness. It's so all over the place that none of it connects. Dialogue only exacerbates the problem. Characters talk like they're in a bad high school play, coming across as unnatural and awkward. Everyone speaks too slowly, and it feels like they're forcing every line. Don't be surprised if you're eventually tempted to skip cutscenes entirely.
Who did you see on the moon?
A scary man.
At certain points, it seems like Killer is Dead is trying to let you in on some sort of grand joke, and there are fourth wall breaking lines that suggest the game is intentionally bewildering you. It just doesn't convincingly commit to this vague underlying message. The winks and nods are so haphazard that they lose almost all impact.
We'll get tons of complaints from the gamers.
Killer is Dead is most consistent with its combat. Like many of the best action games, there's a strong emphasis on defense. Though you can simply mash away on the attack button and generally get away with it, dodging at just the right time rewards you with a counterattack that is much more efficient. It takes a while to get used to each enemy's attack speed, but they don't do enough damage to discourage you from getting better. Guarding is still a safer option. Whereas dodging actually requires you to move away from the direction of the attack, guarding simply throws up your sword to block. Deciding between the risk-reward of the dodge and the more reliable guard keeps the constant battles enjoyable without being convoluted. Dodging and guarding play factor into one of Killer is Dead's most gratifying aspects, its combo system. Chaining attacks increases your combo level. At level 4, you can deliver special killing blows, and each offers a unique reward. One provides gems which increase your health, another gives moon crystals used for upgrades, the third restores your health, and the last supplies roses that increase how long you can use sub-weapons. This encourages you to perform well since repeatedly building combos is one of the fastest ways to make Mondo stronger. Having such a practical reason to master mechanics makes fights more meaningful than they otherwise would be. It also feels appropriate that the killing blows are some of the most violent actions in the game. Stabbing an enemy in the head or blowing them to bits with your arm gun is a perfect way to punctuate a successful dance of attacking and evading. Many other games make similar executions boring QuickTime events that grow dull due to repetition, but Killer is Dead demands you work for such bloody victories. You have to earn the empowerment. Almost everything about the combat is distinctively stylish. When you successfully dodge at the right moment, the screen fades to a deep red, and every enemy is frozen. Mondo gets a few seconds of rapid slashing, and a distorted white silhouette emphasizes the final swing. It never gets old. You also pick up new techniques, such as one that launches enemies into the air, and a spin attack that works well against groups. The upgrades are certainly useful, but it's strange having to unlock things like a launcher and a spin attack when they're standard in other action games. Less conventional upgrades would have made Killer is Dead stand out just a bit more.
Thank you for coming. Please make yourself at home.
Gigolo missions do make Killer is Dead stand out, but for all the wrong reasons. These missions are both tasteless and badly done. The goal is to ogle a woman until you filled up your guts meter. The meter fills up fastest if you stare at the woman's breasts or crotch. If she catches you, another meter diminishes, and if it depletes all the way, you fail. Grasshopper may be trying to evoke the rakish charm of James Bond, but there has to be a less predatory way to do it. The game treats sex in the least elegant way possible. Gigolo missions unlock the different transformations for your gun arm, so while they're technically optional, you're going to want to do them anyway. Just know you'll feel like a perverted creep the entire time. Killer is Dead never becomes anything more than a decent action game. The perpetual nonsense in the story isn't remotely cohesive, and the Gigolo missions are nothing more than degrading distractions. While Killer is Dead often looks striking, the game's other parts rarely match its outward style.